Well, they've asked me how old is too old to prospect, and I've been asked that a lot of times. And I don't think there's any age on prospecting, like, how old is too old. I don't think there's a too old. I do think there is a too old for bullshit. So you really have to, if you're an older person, you really got to take a look at what a motorcycle club is asking you to do, if it's asking you to prospect, or if you're considering prospecting for them. You got to actually take a look at what it is they want you to do. So if you're brand new and you're 60 years old and you're just completely brand new to the motorcycle club set, then you're probably going to have to do a lot more than, say, somebody who's been around a while. And for me, prospecting has become an option. I spent an entire lifetime, 35, 36 years in one club. And members of that club, the national president and others, have been trying with all their might to throw me out of that club without a trial and all that kind of shit. So, for me at this late age, prospecting or going to another club or joining another organization has, for the first time in my adult life, become a consideration. And I have to think, man, what would I be willing to do to join another club or become a part of another club? And put on a prospect patch and run after a bunch of motorcycles and wash them and all that shit is not the answer. So I have been told by clubs that have invited me in that there are levels, like some clubs will probate you and you'll go past the prospecting period straight to the probate period and stuff like that. Other clubs have told me that they would bring me straight over. 1% clubs have talked to me about various ways to come in. But it's obvious that to some extent or another, you're going to have to go back down to the bottom for a while. So you have to make a decision, if you're an older person, what the bottom looks like, and does that look like something that you'd be willing to do? So what I would tell an older person, because an older person, you should be accomplished at something. You should have done some things. You should, you might maybe close to retirement. Maybe you've been a plant manager or a CEO or a shift supervisor or a military person in charge of numbers of people. And so you're a little bit different than a 20-something-year-old person coming into a motorcycle club with no experience. Like, I'm not fixing to do no fucking push-ups or any kind of craziness like that. Not for any reason. So, or any kind of false flagging kind of displays. Remember one time, and I've spoken about this, one time I was in a motorcycle club party, and the guys went and gathered up every prospect from every club and had them all standing up, holding signs up in the air. Public humiliation and degradation and stuff, kind of like, a lot of motorcycle clubs act like fraternities. So they had this fraternal kind of thing going on with the people marching and stepping and all kind of craziness. And, I've always been one to say, you prospect for your motorcycle club, not for anyone else's. So just the thought that these several motorcycle clubs thought it was cool to gather up all their prospects and kind of prospect them together in some kind of fraternity-like line where they were stepping and all kinds of stupid shit. This is not something you could ever see me doing at 60 years old, 61 years old. It wouldn't happen. Matter of fact, the motherfucker that asked me to do some dumb shit like that might get slapped across the teeth. So, when you get old and you're a curmudgeon and you're cranky, you need to make sure that you have a great understanding of what somebody wants you to do as a prospect, what their prospect program is, and what their prospect program will be like for you before you go running into it. And someone tells your 60-year-old ass to stand out in the sun for 9 hours or sleep out in the parking lot on the motorcycles while all the bros are upstairs asleep in the air conditioning. Something like that might kill you. You got to take into consideration the physical aspects of what they're asking you to do versus your capabilities of doing them. Do you have high blood pressure? Do you have too much potassium in your urine? Do you have gout? What are your issues? Your issues may preclude you from doing a whole bunch of shit that young people can do. So you're not too old to prospect. As long as you're prospecting for people that understand what a mature person's prospectship needs to look like. And so there are certain things that you get an understanding of before you get into them, so that you don't hurt anybody's feelings or don't get yours hurt when the unexpected shit arises. You know what I mean? Old people need to go to bed early sometimes. Stuff like that. So keep that in mind. And good luck to you in pursuing your new brotherhood.